And we're live! Hey, I'm Devon. I'm a game developer, and tonight we're continuing my playthrough of XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. So, when last we left, it looks like gotta get game capture hooked up here. Alright, so when last we left, I was trying to decide what to do with my newly opened slot on the Avenger. Considered a number of options. We could go for this resistance ring and start doing some more covert ops. We could boost our science. But the conclusion that I eventually came to was that we're pretty far away from our next building, just because this is going to use up our last 3 power, and so we're going to need to build a power relay before we can build something after this. So this is all we're going to be getting for a little while. And with that in mind, I definitely like the choice of building some resistance comms, because that'll let us start getting our economy up early, like the infirmary or the resistance ring. You know, if I can do those later and it'll be fine. Resistance comms will let me start getting more connections now and start turning that into immediate value.
We don't have any capacity to spare, which means we can't expand our facilities further.
So I could also reassign this engineer to accelerate the comms, but I think I'm actually fine leaving these more or less in sync, because once this finishes up, I'll be able to reassign the engineer to clear the next area, and then I'll be able to start building the power relay. Now, as another note, we've got this guerrilla tactics school finishing in 4 days, and that's going to be huge, because as soon as that finishes up, we'll be able to get the squad size upgrade and start bringing 4 people, or 5 people instead of 4. So, we actually really hope that this will finish up before our next mission. Believe that's everything inside the Avenger. Just finished up a mission, so going to swing over and try and pick up this scientist for a 3rd time. What is... I actually don't know what this site is. It looks like... Okay, this is the icon for the covert op that we've got going on. And that'll actually finish up pretty quick here, and we'll be able to pick out a new, different covert op.
I take it this was...
Objective added.
Alright. So, this is some of the plot mission. So, as I mentioned in the last time, an unfortunate bit of XCOM strategy is that you're really supposed to not do the plot missions for a long time. And that proving ground will, again, be a pretty far ways away. That might be the first thing we build after the power relay, but regardless, it'll be near the end of the month before we get anything like that up. So, our research, we do not have any of the new breakthroughs or inspirations. So mag weapons are still a pretty long-term thing. So I'm trying to remember, so there's continent-based bonuses. I forget if you actually need the radio upgrade in order to get those. And here's a tooltip going off the bottom of the screen. Alright, well, I won't worry about that too much for the time being. What is the next science we want? So mag weapons will take a long time. This will be pretty quick.
Please consider providing us with a directive.
So we can upgrade. This will be really good once we get the proving ground, but isn't really useful until then. I actually think moving forward on the Faceless Corpse is good. This gives you a Mimic Beacon, which is one of the more powerful items in the game. It basically is a little decoy that enemies will shoot. So, to answer your question, Seth, Resistance Ring would certainly be a reasonable choice, but just because we're so far away from getting our next building and a power relay, I really want to start being able to expand our network this month. And if we didn't pick up the radio now, we'd basically be looking at being locked into these same two regions at the end of this month, which would really put a dent into our long game economy.
I am at a loss.
Anyways, so picking up that Mimic Beacon is a really good tool to get your troops out of trouble. Basically distracts almost all the aliens for a full turn. So it is a really amazing get-out-of-jail-free card. So, 14 days is quite a while, but I like that better than a lot of the other options we've got available that have less of an impact on our immediate survivability.
Commander, we have a priority message coming through. It looks...
Hello, Commander. It would seem your recent activities have gotten Advent's attention. Our unwelcome guests are on the move. Advent has been diverting considerable resources and personnel to covert facilities.
Okay, so I think this is just the, hey, the Avatar project is a thing. For those unfamiliar with XCOM 2, this is basically the big lost condition of the game. Is that when this fills up, you're on, like, it immediately starts like a countdown to losing the game. So, more or less the whole game is a race against time to try and get your troops, get through the plot before this ticker hits max. Now this is obviously quite a bit of time, and you can delay it further by going around destroying facilities, and most of the plot missions take a couple of bars off of this. So, not a big issue to worry about yet, but just something to keep in mind as...
I suppose since that worked, we might as well keep it up, Commander.
Alright, so gained XP and gained increased aim, so it is cool that you can actually train guys up in levels on these. Oh, we can't take our second covert op without the resistance ring. Okay, I didn't realize that, so that would have made that a better decision. So I could back out of that and take back and go build that instead of resistance comms. And, yeah, no, I think Seth, you have the right of it. I didn't realize that you couldn't do any more covert ops without the resistance ring, because they let us do that first one. So, can we cancel this? So, yeah, I believe it fully refunds this. So we did lose like a couple of days on this, but no real big cost. So I'm pretty happy to go ahead and stop construction here and build the... Could go for Proving Grounds, but I want to get into the new mechanics. So let's do with the Resistance Ring. And we're only one day away on the Guerrilla Tactics School!
Which means we can't expand our facilities further.
With the number of contacts we've established, we're getting requests for support from multiple sites around the world. Unfortunately, we only have the resources to respond to one of them. The decision is yours. Commander, if we're gonna win this war, we need to take every chance we get to fight back. We'll have to be ready to engage the enemy during unpredictable situations, which require special planning and preparation.
Okay, so not super worried about either of these dark events. I wish I had an opportunity to pick up another engineer here, but I'm just looking at scientist or supplies. Now this is really rough, so we are one day away from this Guerrilla's Tactics School finishing up. So I think I'm actually going to... These, you don't have forever to do these, they will disappear in a moment and you'll get in trouble for skipping them. But I think I can take the, like, 4 hours to finish this off, and maybe hope that Guerrilla's Tactics School...
Commander, we have a mission available that's reliant on time-sensitive information. We can always finish our scans later, but failing to take on this mission could have...
So that's a big deal. We're playing a little fast and risky here, delaying there, but being able to pick up this squad size upgrade is definitely worth it. So finish this off real quick. Alright, well, I could probably pick up that scientist, but I'm really not interested in risking any further, so I'll just fly over to one of these, because it'll only cost us a couple hours to go swing by and pick up the scientist afterwards. So this gives us a retaliation strike sooner. This gives us advent armor. Neither of those are super worrying. Neutralize field commander is a new objective. Ooh, advent loot. Advent loot is new, so I think I'm kind of inclined to go check that out. Both easy. Yeah, so let's do this one.
Setting course for the south.
So this scientist sitting there with like 1 hour left that we definitely could have gotten, but I'm just scared and don't want to push my luck after getting the squad size upgrade. Alright. So first things first, go ahead and throw squad size on there. Got 2 specialists currently. Who all do we have available? So definitely don't want to bring tired troops now that I've learned that gives them like permanent defects. Could bring a rookie on this since it's an easy training mission. That doesn't sound like a terrible idea. We do have our 2 soldiers with the strong bond, Julia and Kristoff here, so that's cool. We're covering all of our base classes. Let's go see if there's any items we want to build real quick. We are getting towards the point where a med kit makes more sense. And you know what? Just like, I don't know that we need this yet, but I think we're at a point where I'm inclined to pick it up just because it will really be bad if one of our guys randomly gets Viper poisoned and we end up losing it to that. Could also go for a nanoscale vest for my Ranger. I'm not a big fan of that, but a friend recommended I give it a try, and that 1 hit point can be the difference between life and death at this stage in the game. So I think I will go ahead and just try that out and see how I feel about it. Alright. Go ahead and give you the vest. Alright, so do I want to bring 2nd Ranger, 2nd Specialist, or a rookie for training? You know, I think a combination of an opportunity to train up a rookie on... We've got kind of a power spike from the fact that we're just hit the point where we're bringing 5 people really early in the game. And we've got a pretty crack team, so plus the leaving a couple of our guys up for the next mission if something else comes up shortly after this, means that I think I want to bring a rookie on this one. And then I will go ahead and give the, well... I actually like the medkit on the Specialist better. Rookies are the least useful in general, so giving them a grenade is like 1 action where they're contributing meaningfully to the team. This guy is more likely to not get one-shot by something, and so survive to medkit himself or others if he happens to be the one who takes a hit. Rookie getting Stockton, of course, as is tradition. Our sharpshooter should be pretty awesome, especially given that we got that pistol breakthrough earlier. And we're on a new mission type I haven't played before, but this team looks like we've got it all together, so let's rock and roll. Yeah, Seth, I'm not as big a fan of medkits in the super early game, just because your troops have so little health that them being hit and not killed does not feel that worth preparing for. But as you get longer on, they become more and more valuable until... I think once you get, you know, start getting up past the major rank, you should have one every single mission.
To disrupt Advent's operations and delay their current plans. One of their field commanders has decided to tour the actual field, and we're going to make sure...
Do not allow field commander to escape.
Once you hit the ground, find our target, and
I wonder if he's a combatant or a human, or... We will find out.
Menace 1-5, we're tracking the Advent General and his escorts, but we don't have an exact fix on their location. Sweep the area and eliminate the target along with any other hostiles that stand in your way. We got a last-minute tip that Advent has additional materials stashed somewhere in the AO, but we don't have an exact position. The clock is ticking, but we should still try to recover that gear if possible. These two are working together like a well-oiled machine.
Man, you have got a lot to fucking say this mission, Bradford.
They'll reap various tactical benefits as their bond continues to grow.
See, I could see making the first specialist a medic, but the thing is there's so many of those early hacker upgrades where it's like complete the mission objective and increase your hacking skill. And I feel like if you're first, you definitely want a medic and a hacker on your team at some point. And if you go for the medic first, you're potentially missing out on some potential opportunities to level up hacking skill, which seems really valuable. Alright, so we are in a warehouse which is pretty large. There's no... Okay, we've got Call Sky Ranger, so we can kind of evac whenever we want, which is nice. We don't know where anything is. So I kind of want to move forward pretty slowly because we don't have a timer yet. Maybe establish some high ground with our sniper, then reveal this area over here. Then sweep around the side through this building, rather than just run up the middle. So... We've got the teamwork bond that we can cash in at some point for an extra action. So let's just do first move to here and see if that reveals anything.
On the move.
Alright. And then... Probably not going to reveal anything, so it doesn't matter too much, but just have the rest of the team file over here and get ready to climb up.
On my way.
Position confirmed.
Let's see. So we'll also want to be on the lookout for these supply caches. I assume it'll let us know when we see them, and we're just trying to move forward at a reasonable space to maximize the chance that we stumble into one before it explodes. Our sniper is the only person who can move up, so let's just go ahead and immediately claim the position. Other people want to be rotating around here. That was a little risky, but we had a bunch of high ground positions we could claim. Alright, and then Grenadier. So most aggressive move would be here. I think I like getting him on the ground and being a little aggressive just to try and push forward. Oh, here, this looks like a supply drop. So if we go here, we'll definitely be able to pick up the supplies next turn. And it's kind of nice to do so with him because he has the teamwork bonus. Oh, and we're still concealed. Nice.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Okay, so this is just the little headshot bonus we've got for everyone. So it's possible this patrol will blunder into us. Something I actually learned since doing the last video is that cover break overwatches do not have the penalty to aim that normal overwatches do, which is a pretty cool mechanic.
On Overwatch.
Roger. I've got my eyes on it.
On Overwatch.
I'm on it.
Alright, so let's see what these guys do. What?
We're busted.
Oh my god, so since this...
I'm busted.
Since one of my guys was out of cover, it considers it flanked spotting, and so these guys immediately get action on us, which... Yeah, need to get used to some of these cover mechanics again. That's nice, though.
Got him.
Alright. So... want to move one person over here behind this heavy cover, have them kill him. Can the rookie do that? Okay, that was the rookie. So then, if it'll spot if there's anyone down this way, and then we can have someone else pick up the package, which will be nice. And she's also got Stockton, so this is a guaranteed kill. Is there any reason to use anyone else for this? I assume not. I assume, yeah, everyone else's Overwatches are more valuable, so...
Target neutralized.
And the rookie's got her promotion. Alright, so then we can have... the Ranger move over and pick up the package.
Rolling.
Oh, supplies. Alright.
Got it. Got it covered.
And then, I don't think I actually want to push too far out of this position. I'm just gonna take some general cover along this way and leave the sniper on high ground.
Affirmative. Covering out. Moving to Overwatch. We're picking up an inbound Advent transport. The aliens are going to try and extract the general from the AO. Don't let them get on board that ship.
Oh, okay, so that's an interesting timer. So we've got 5 turns before that timer pops up. So we're going to want to move pretty aggressively, because we're not much more than 5... Just like 5 turns sprinting will only barely get us there. So we're going to need to book it. So like this is a first move.
Okay.
Rookie moving up first, getting into heavy cover. And then taking this heavy cover here. Alright. So, think I like doing something a little aggressive with our Ranger here, just to try and clear vision. So, I can actually move the Ranger up to here, and then I've got the teamwork point to use if and when it probably reveals enemies. It's a pretty aggressive maneuver, but I think I like it, given that we're under quite a bit of time pressure.
Will do. Got eyes on Advent position. We're near the objective.
Target identity confirmed.
Alright, so this
That's
is the general.
Take them out before they can escape. We won't get another shot at this.
Alright. So you do not have sight on this fellow yet. So fortunately, because of this wall here, even though it looks like he's kind of got a flanking shot here, he actually has to come all the way around this corner and get completely out of cover to be able to flank her. So that's not a whole lot of danger. We're not really in a good position to try and fight him this turn. So I'm hoping that he doesn't just run for it. I mean, we could empower a Ranger to run up and try and shoot him, but with the teamwork bonus, but I don't think that's going to make a lot of sense. Our sniper is going to need to be in a position that gets vision on him. I don't care that much about his pistol overwatch, so I think just like dropping him behind, using a yellow move to put him behind the cover here makes a lot of sense. And then just overwatch with the whole team and hope that he chooses to fight rather than run. And if he runs, we'll try and chase him down a little more aggressively. Alright, so all that leaves is the Grenadier. This is half cover. It doesn't look like there's line of sight to much. I mean, that's always risky to trust in XCOM. But, you know, what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and move him here, and then I'll hunker down, because I don't think there will be vision, so I don't think I'm denying an overwatch. But then if I'm wrong and there is vision, at least he's hunkered.
All set. I'm all over it.
Come get some.
Alright, and what do you got for me, Commander? Alright, so he overwatched. So we can try and hit him with a grenade from outside of his cover. What has line of sight of him? What? It seems like it's telling me that none of this has line of sight of him. Is this really blocking everything? So I kind of like Grenadier to here, even though it's light cover, and then try and launch a grenade around the corner that blows up his cover and knocks off his overwatch. And if this position isn't good enough, we can use teamwork to grant him an extra point to move up further. Perfect.
Grenade out.
Alright, so that removes his overwatch. Unfortunately, not quite as much. So I can run up and sword him, which is pretty fun. Which is an 81 to hit. See, this is just always risky because it exposes you to so many more people showing up. I was hoping the rookie would be able to move up into this position. So we do have a flank shot on him here, which is nice. Kind of want to hold him back just in case combat protocol ends up being the thing to use instead. This guy's definitely not going to be useful for shooting. Best bet is probably hold him back with a smoke grenade in case all else goes wrong. Man, if this rookie could move one more step, it would be so much better. So I can move here, think about throwing a grenade around the corner. Does here have vision? Man, this target preview feature is just such a great quality of life feature. Let's move up here.
Moving to designated position.
Try this shot and let that inform what our ranger does. 67%. That is not as good as I hoped. Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, our troops are still somewhat low level, so, and this guy has defense, so we are rolling some dice here. Alright, well, let's see how this goes.
It's still moving.
54. So I can move up here, take a shot. I don't get the impression that this guy can actually give us an extra action because he's already used up his actions. Which... Yeah, we need to chase this guy down, but I don't want to do anything too risky that involves exposing ourselves to a lot of cover. So this is a pretty reasonable shot of 73 to hit, 50 crit. Alright, so now... we can't get inside of him. We could get here and almost definitely hit him with a grenade, but that feels... well, how definitely is it? Yeah, we can throw a grenade really far. I think I'm comfortable taking this risk. It maybe also blows up some loot. Is there any other option we have? I just don't want to risk this dude getting away.
Moving to designated position. Frag out.
Menace 1-5, kill confirmed. That's how it's done. We need to clear the area of any remaining hostiles. We can't allow them to recover the General's body.
Alright, so that went really well. We've got this person standing out in the open, but that is fine as long as we don't expose anyone else. So we're going to be very careful not to do that. Actually, let's put this sniper in this position. This will be a better one to leave him in for a little bit.
It would seem Advent has begun deploying their so-called priests into combat. Their implants provide significant enhancements to whatever latent psionic energy they may have once possessed.
Alright, so this is not a particularly threatening fight. Well, I guess I don't really know what these priests do, but 2v5 are odds I'm pretty comfortable taking. Sniper, do you have vision of anyone? Man, our sniper has not been good in this environment. So the priest... I don't think they can move down through this hole. I don't think they can do step-out vision very well. Okay, so they can shoot it like this. And we can shoot up at them. And it looks like that is heavy cover. Is it grenadable cover? Oh. So, can move him here. Are you a stun lancer or a normal Advent trooper? You were a stun lancer. Okay, I'm actually pretty inclined to prioritize stun lancers. Those dudes are scary. So I am comfortable using a grenade for that. Is there anyone else who would be better suited to do that? Probably not.
Good copy. Moving on target.
So I'll just... land an explosive directly on his head. I probably should have aimed it to take out... well, Lancers aren't big on cover. Alright. And then I want to not be in positions that are going to get destroyed by the priest. How can I really need to think about using... I'm not used to this teamwork mechanic. I need to think about having him spend his point before I use him for other stuff. Because I could give him another point, which, given that this might be the final turn, actually seems pretty and he's got a flank shot, actually seems pretty reasonable. Teamwork! You go, Kristoff. Good job.
It's down. Gonna need to reload soon.
Alright. So next question. Oh, that used your action. Okay, I didn't realize that. Really, Sniper, you don't have vision of this? Like, he's right there. What's blocking it? Alright, so this says I'm not in range here, but I will be next turn. So it looks like we're not getting anything out of in this turn. We may want to smoke, so we'll keep that in mind. This is heavy cover against his position, which is pretty nice. I mean, he's probably going to... Oh, do I have a flashbang? Smoke grenade. I meant to bring a flashbang and I did not. I'll bet flashbangs would be really good against these psychic dudes. Alright. So if you can get some heavy cover, we can just go ahead and throw 2 damage on this guy for funsies. I don't know what these priests do at all, which is always a little nerve-wracking. Well, you can do 2 damage for free, so let's go ahead and just pop you here. Go ahead and get in 2 damage. You hit? Did you actually destroy his cover? Doesn't look like it. Alright, can aid protocol someone, may do that just for funsies. So I could just cluster some people around here and then throw smoke. Because there's not really a good heavy cover position to advance to.
Understood. Moving out.
So this has Overwatch vision and not normal vision, so he won't be in danger, but will have Overwatch next turn. And then that leaves this as our only person. So we've got heavy cover, heavy cover, heavy cover, out of range. So there is no heavy cover left unless I want a yellow move up there. That does have some risk of exposing new enemies. Yeah, I really don't like any risk of exposing new enemies on that one. So that just inclines me to move up to here and hunker, I think is my plan.
Heading out.
Alright, what do you got for me, priest?
Time to mop 'em up. We've got Advent here.
Alright, running to get friends. So we don't have much in the way of good shots. Yeah, both these guys high cover. How are we for grenades? Looks like we are out of grenades. So our sniper is... He's got long watch, but it's not ideal. Now, if we can get a ways up, we'd get some flanking shots, but those are looking pretty rough. We don't have any teamwork left. Funny how that works. So one person can run up and take that position. Is it only the rookie who can do that? Looks like. And this is another Lancer, jeez. So I'm kind of inclined to, like, take some heavy cover in Overwatch here. Given that we're not in an ideal position. So we can have you move over here, and then next turn you'll be able to get up in high ground full cover, which is pretty ridiculous. I don't like moving the rookie up to get flanked or mind controlled or whatever these guys are going to do to her. I do like moving the Ranger up to here.
Affirmative, moving out.
Just check shots real quick. I doubt we're actually going to take any shots here, but still want to know what's on the table.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
Yeah, definitely going to take a defensive Overwatch-based turn against the Lancer and see what the sectoid does. And then I've got this guy moving up for the flank next turn. Actually, I think I like having the rookie move up for the flank as well. Yeah, just have rookie run around to there, and then they'll both be able to get on that high ground and shoot down from full cover.
I'm on it.
Come get some.
Come get some. Come get some.
Alright. Dang. That would have been a good one.
Shot wide.
And rough that the priest is soaking all this up, because the Lancer is the one I'm really scared of.
Good.
What do you got for me? Alright, stasis, so she's invulnerable.
Get me out of here! Fire!
Nice! Resisted mind control, but... Oh, shit. That's not a good position, man. What?
Damn it! Find some cover!
Alright, so that did not go as well exactly according to plan, but pretty far from bad. Alright, so this gives us full cover, high ground flank shot on sectoid.
Confirmed.
I probably should have killed this dude first. Nice. Pretty minimal damage, though. Oh, I actually wanted to kill that priest first. Okay. Gotta think a little harder here. Wow, so between stasis and panic, we're actually a little short on options.
Heading there now.
Alright, so point blank shot here. Cool.
Enemy destroyed.
So only 2 left, but things are not great. I think just move up here, take a shot at the sectoid is going to be our best bet. And 58 is not a shot I love taking, especially because it's not a guaranteed kill, but sometimes it'll work.
Enemy destroyed. I need ammo.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Get it together.
Alright, so Ranger took a bit of a hit there, which isn't great, but if this is the last combat on the map, we're in very good shape. Not a flank shot, interestingly. Do you have vision on this guy? You do not. Weird. Alright. We're pretty short on ammo. Let's just see if this ends it right here. Alright, that ended it right there. Is that all the enemies on the map? Awesome. Okay, so one wound on my Ranger, which probably could have been avoided with a little bit tighter play on that last bit, but overall very successful. Definitely benefiting a lot from getting that super early squad size 5.
Another loyal Advent citizen was lost to XCOM criminals. A memorial service is mandatory for all citizens who maintained daily contact.
Oh, our enemies are people, sort of. Also, I'm pleased with the decision to bring a rookie on that mission. Definitely glad I chose to do that and take the opportunity to level him up and get our second sharpshooter, which is awesome, rather than going for an all-star squad. Alright, so demolition and suppression. I'm a big fan of suppression. Like, it's a minus 50 aim penalty is huge. It is basically capable of disabling most normal enemies. So definitely for getting this on our Grenadier early. Alright, now I've kind of got to make a decision on... I think I'm going to go stick with my original plan of mostly focusing on Gunslinger Tree. I really like Lightning Hands. We got that super early breakthrough on pistol damage. Maybe second Sniper, Zhang will take into more focused on Sniper Tree. Right, we've got the Illyrian Koi from the Sectoid, the supplies from the box. Probably other boxes around that we could have looked for, but not into taking a whole ton of risks. We were fighting pretty much continuously that mission. And autopsies on new enemies are intriguing, because that'll open up some new stuff we didn't have before. Now, one drawback here, I kind of took this mission for the content. We don't actually have a lot to spend supplies on. Like, that'll definitely be useful.
Having these two soldiers continue to work together has paid off. They know each other well enough at this point that we can have them train as a pair for additional tactical capabilities.
It's weird that it's giving me this now when I've already got a bond pair. But yeah, Jan and Pater can go Sharpshooter and Specialist. Yeah, that sounds like a good team. Alright, so we've got the Resistance Ring coming in 12 days. Oh, so we could look at some... Okay, these all require a bunch of stuff we don't have. That's interesting. There were, in the vanilla game, there were some more upgrades here that you could pick up for, like, bonus XP, more enemy drops and stuff. So, little sad we don't have access to those, especially with the amount of extra supplies we've got going on. Yeah, we just don't have a great way to leverage our extra supplies at the moment, given we're so gated on we have no engineers to clear out machinery. We don't have too much to build as far as this goes. Like, we definitely want a flashbang, but other than that, not much we actually care about building.
Keeping count on alien kills. tool.
Let's take a quick look at our barracks just to see where we're at. So we've got a couple tired soldiers. We've got 2 bond pairs going on here, neither of which will be available for a few days, which is a little sad. But the level 1 bonds aren't super mechanically impactful. It's more about leveling them up to get more stuff later. We've got, I believe, 2 of each of the base classes now, which is pretty nice, as well as a Reaper. And then once we get that, the resistance ring together, we'll be able to start looking into rescuing mocks. Alright, well, we will definitely want that at some point. But let's go get this scientist who's been waiting for us forever. He's like, I was 15 minutes from getting on the plane. I was basically boarding the entry wrap and you flew off to do something. Awesome. So that immediately dropped our faceless autopsy from 11 days to 8.
I was born a battle, of a desire to face my enemies in combat and surrender to no one. In you, I see a shadow of my own creation.
So we're not actually super desperate for supplies, so I don't expect to sell a lot at the black market just yet. But the ability to buy some new troops and early upgrades with intel may well be interesting. Illyrium Core, Sectoid Corpse, and Autoloader. Definitely not interested in selling the Autoloader. These will be very good once we get some stuff up later. Sectoid Corpses, so the fact that they're very interested in those means they're buying them for double. And even though we don't actually have much need of supplies right now, I'm actually pretty inclined to... We're going to get so many of these. We can just sell off the whole pile for double, because we won't get the opportunity later. And then, what do you got to buy? A little sad that it doesn't actually say what they do mechanically, so I have to just assume that it's similar. So we have 67 intel right now. Laser sights are really good on shotguns, and that does leave us enough intel to explore the final area of the continent, I believe. And we're not going to be able to spend intel to get more territory for a while, since we chose to go for the resistance ring over the radio relay. So I'm pretty happy picking up this laser sight. Halves remaining research time. I mean, it's 4 days. Definitely not worth it. Yeah. So, crit chance +5, improving with proximity to target. So you put this on shotguns. I forget if it scales up to 10 or 15, but it just means you can get some nigh guaranteed crits with shotguns early on, which is amazing on rangers. And then we do have some supplies here, so we could pick those up in 7 days. We've got supply drop coming in 10. I want to make contact with West Africa. So yeah, that is 40 intel, so we saved up just enough for this. And I forget if this will immediately give us the bonus for having all of Africa, or if we have to get the additional radio relay for that.
Attempting to establish local... This stand as a reminder to you, Commander. Until you return to your place at the Elder's side, all who would stand with you in defiance will suffer the same fate.
So I'm not sure what this knowledge increase bar means, but I assume it is nothing good.
Our friends in the Resistance are paying a heavy price with the Chosen running loose.
Alright.
We should do what we can to take them down before they hit again.
Yeah, so it's telling us we should get the ring facility, so definitely glad we chose to audible into that. Thank you to Seth for that advice.
just got word that the
Oh man, 2 days away from getting our mimic
we have
beacon.
an opportunity to salvage some high-value materials, assuming we can clear out the alien forces guarding the site first.
Operation Death Slap. Yeah, so definitely can't wait 2 days for the faceless thing. This mission should be pretty doable with our, I feel like we've got a really good squad for this stage in the game. I didn't get a good enough look at what that mission was. Okay, so extract Advent supplies. If I recall correctly, that means no timer on this one. Going to be ambushing a convoy. We will quite possibly be facing Vipers for the first time, which makes me want to bring make sure we're bringing a medikit. Alright. And, you know, Chosen could show up because that's a thing. So... at first glance, this squad looks bananas to me. We have a Reaper to spot for our 2 snipers who can sit in the back with squad sight. Convoy ambushes are usually fairly open maps, so we can just rain death with these guys. We've got Grenadier to blow up cover. Definitely want to maximize our cover destruction on this one. There will be explosives for Dragonova to blow up, but they will be next to the objectives we're trying to get a hold of. So we definitely want to give you the laser sight. I should get all of my upgrades. Alright. Named after an iconic weapon from a previous campaign. There we go. Can't really see the happy faces on this model, but it becomes more obvious as you get some of the higher level weapons, which is the important thing. Alright. Anything else we want to do to this team? We've got the autoloader. I'm a big fan of autoloaders on these guys' weapons because the capacity is so low. Oh, should I have gone on one of the snipers instead? I probably should have. That was a bit of a misplay. Alright, I think we're ready to go. That said, I'm going to take a 5-minute break before the next mission. So, going to let the Sky Ranger fly off there, and then I will disappear for 5 minutes and be back for this mission. Thanks to everyone who's watching.